What's up, man?
What's happening, brother?
Not much, man. How you living?
Pretty good, man. I'm enjoying an awesome sunny day
Yeah,
in Georgia.
it was shitty here earlier, but then right around 15 minutes ago when I started this up, the sun kind of came out.
Hell yeah.
Right on. You see
Should
on.
is it cool if I put it on speakerphone? Can
Yeah,
we try
I
that, or
think
will
so.
that be
Yeah,
what?
I mean, I can't hear what the live feed hears, so I kind of rely on people telling me that it sounds like shit, and then I change it.
Gotcha.
So yeah, try it out.
Cool. I'm on it. Perfect. Now I can do shots with you.
There you go.
I don't have any beer. I don't have any beer, so I'm
I,
drinking moonshine. Georgia moonshine.
there you go. And you're in Georgia now, not Chattanooga.
Yeah, we're just right over the line though.
Yeah,
Like,
Chattanooga's pretty close, right?
yeah. I mean, even my old spot, we're like 5-10 minutes away from the line. So
Yeah, I remember when I flew down, it was basically I could have flown to Atlanta or Nashville because they're both about the same distance from where you were, right?
exactly.
Right on.
Exactly.
And how's the quarantine stuff down there? Like, I feel like a lot of Tennessee and Georgia are a lot quicker to open shit back up or not close stuff down, right?
Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I was just reading about it again this morning. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know how cool that is. Like, Georgia had some of the, and like Atlanta and Albany had some of the worst cases, or the biggest amount of cases. Like, I think was Albany, right?
Yeah,
Carolina? Yeah. So they're like, I don't know, man. It's yeah. I think they need to hold up for a second, man.
yeah. I mean, it's like, unfortunate because it's like people's lives, but it's an interesting social experiment, because one way or
It
another,
really is.
it's either going to work out really bad or it's not, I mean, there's going to be
Yeah,
like,
you're right, man.
I don't know.
It's like touring. It's Caroline, after the first tour she went on, and she got in the band. She described it as one big social experiment.
Yeah,
And it's like, and that's true, and it's the same with this, man. It's just, I don't know, man. I mean, it's weird. Like, there's a silver lining. Like, there's a lot of creativity right now, a lot of motivation to create. That's cool. My God, we've been breaking out weird instruments like omnichords and just going crazy in the music room, but that's good, because
yeah,
before this, I was still, in my mind, still on a break, so to speak. And,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Not really jamming too much, or especially writing. So, kind of got me off my ass. Pretty
Nice.
cool. But it's that part is pretty cool for me.
So you've been writing a lot of stuff.
I've been trying to, yeah. Just there's a lot of old riffs and old songs that, not old, but like from last year that we started, and haven't, since we've taken the break, we haven't really messed with them, or I haven't expanded on them. So just kind of starting back up, I guess, man. With all the live stream shows, we got asked to do one, and then decided we were going to keep doing them. And
Yeah, right
so
on.
yeah, it's kind of
I
got a
watched
fire
the
under our ass.
what was the one? It was like Michelle Cheddar's festival thing, As the Crow Flies.
As the crow flies.
Yeah, I caught your set
That's
for
the one.
that, and I saw a couple songs of the last one. Was it like Ruckus
Yeah,
or
Ruckus
something?
in the Records.
Nice. You have another? You have any more coming up?
Yeah, this Saturday I believe it's Saturday. I believe it's all day Saturday, rather. But it's Ruckus in the Records again, and it's it's a '90s cover, like Battle of the Bands contest kind of thing.
Oh
They
shit!
got prizes. Yeah, there's like a third round of entries coming. He's going to announce, I think. But yeah, it's going to be pretty cool, man.
So wait, you said '90s covers.
90s covers
Gee,
contest.
I've seen you here in this very living room on this couch that I'm sitting on right now with an old acoustic guitar rip up some '90s Metallica and TLC. So I think you guys have a strong head start.
Forgot about the TLC. Was it Waterfalls that we were
Waterfalls,
jamming on?
the solo for Waterfalls, yeah. It's
Oh,
funny
dude.
too.
So Metallica, I can't give it away because one, we don't, I don't know. We don't want to give the songs away. We're not
Yeah,
supposed
no,
to,
no,
really.
I get it, I get it, I get it. Yeah,
But you're on the right track with the Metallica song. I'll say that.
it's
You'll be happy. You'll be
nice.
happy.
I like that. It's funny because you sat here that one day just figuring out, like, I think it was Shortest Straw and Harvester of Sorrow on my roommate's old ass acoustic guitar, and then when MPH Mark Porkchop was here, they got stuck here. Their bus broke down, so they were here for like a week or something or 5 days, and Travis was sitting in here also playing Metallica songs on that same guitar. So I'm like, I should have started like a YouTube series of Chattanooga bluesmen playing Metallica covers on that guitar. It'd be like a very,
you just still totally do that.
a very,
I just
very
talked
specific.
to Travis yesterday, man.
Yeah.
He keeps asking me about doing. He's like, dude, we have to start a acoustic Metallica cover band.
Fuck yeah, man! It's funny.
Just come over to the house and play heavy metal on acoustic. That's all I want to do.
There you go, man. There are far worse things to do. I saw his post about starting a metal band, and he's like, I'm 45 years old, I need to start a metal band. And then Sky Page was like, I'm 45 years old, I'll play guitar. I wanted to comment, but then I forgot about it. I'm 45 years old, I'll play drums. Just start this weird 45-year-old metal band. So you guys were supposed to be on the road now, right?
We were doing a couple of things. We had a couple of things planned. We've been living in California for the past year.
Yeah. Is it only a year,
we
really?
got back. Huh?
Was it only a year? I feel like it seemed longer than that.
Yeah, we were in Colorado for a year and a half, and in California for a year, a little over.
All right.
And then we got back here. We were coming back here to do a couple things. Like, it had been a couple years since we'd done any East Coast touring or anything like that, Northeast. So we were going to come back and do main reason we had to come back and finish the album, finish mixing, and get ready for mastering. And Jack Gibson did it. He's in Nashville. So it was like, all right, let's go back to Tennessee for a few months, get that done, figure it all out. But then we ended up staying here and taking a much-needed break.
Right on.
And so, yeah, like much needed, like a 24/7 touring.
Yeah.
For a long time, you know what I mean? Like, I'm fat and old, dude. Like, I get bored easy. We went out. Our last tour just this past fall. We did, what was it, babe? 5 weeks? 4 or 5? Yeah, a month.
Yeah.
And we were right at 5 weeks. And I was like, man,
this is a long time.
This in a minute. This is hard. I'm sore from sitting.
Well, that's what this kind of reminds me of, and I think a lot of people that have never toured, I feel like this is the closest feeling they're gonna get to it, where like time has no meaning. You can start drinking in the morning. It's like touring without the shows almost. It's like all day. You're taking nap. You're sleeping at weird hours. Your sleep schedule gets all fucked up. You're drinking at weird hours. Like time doesn't really mean anything. You're trying to find shit to keep you occupied all the time, like you are on like 8-hour drives. Like run out of shit. Looking at the same Facebook posts over and over and over again because there's nothing new. Just because you have nothing to do but stare at your phone.
Yeah, if you're a 14-year-old musician, you're living the dream right now.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I don't know, man. I've talked to some people like parents more because I don't hang out with a lot of 14-year-olds, but who are still like teaching from home and then have their kids, and it's like more stressful for them than it was before. Because they can't put their kids in school or like just trying to learn how to do all the online schoolwork stuff is not easy for everybody.
Yeah, man, these are super weird times, huh? Like,
they are.
I don't know, man, and it hit so quick that it was like, oh, is this that weird? Oh shit, this is super weird. Like,
I think you were supposed to be at Keegan Ailes sometime in like early April or late March, and I think I was going to be gone. I was going to be with Lara on the Tiger Army tour, and it was like 2 weeks, a week and a half right before that it like it was basically the day Lara was supposed to leave here to tour her way out to California to meet up with the Tiger Army tour was the day like everything started getting shut down.
Man, yeah, it's crazy. It's screwed everything up. Like, you know, there's it's still on. Like, there's still a couple things. Like, I've seen, you know, people like have things in August and September that are still on. They're just like waiting to see. And then there's some people that are still having things in May and June.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
some that have just completely canceled the rest of the year. Bands have completely canceled any touring, any shows, period, the rest of the year, just in case.
Yeah, I feel like
really weird time.
That Tiger Army tour got rescheduled to September, but like, who knows? You know, who knows if that means anything? You know.
Very true, man. I don't know. I'm been pretty positive through it though. Like music. I don't know, man. I guess it was the timing was right.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, it kind of got me up off my lazy ass to just do more than turn the guitar on for a minute.
Yeah, right on.
Fuck with different pedals and chase different guitar tones or something. Like it.
Yeah.
Actually can jam, get off my ass, and feel like doing something. But I don't know, man. It's so weird. So weird right now.
So that album that you were talking about that you came back here to mix, that's a full length?
It is.
And you recorded it with Jack Gibson, who's the bass player from Exodus, right?
That is correct.
Nice.
So the bass on the record sounds amazing.
Oh, and he played on the album. Oh, wow.
Dude, yeah. But yeah, that was we had such a fun time doing that. But yeah, so it's done. It's getting mastered. Like, it's pretty much complete, man. There was like a little sizzle in the hi-hat left, and boom, done.
All right.
So once all of this blows over, we've been talking to someone about doing a certain little thing and getting the album out, man.
Nice. So you're gonna wait till you can tour to support it to put it out. That's the plan.
Yeah, we're just kind of right now, just kind of feeling it out, man. Because who knows if we're gonna, like, what if it takes much longer? What if this shit gets worse and it takes much longer? Like, then what do we do? Sit on the record for too long? Do we do a digital release only? Do we just release it and hope that everybody does pay attention, because everybody is confined to their homes and laptops and tablets?
I mean, it does seem like not a bad time to put stuff out, because people are looking for stuff to, people have time. Exactly. They're looking for stuff to do, you know?
Exactly. And it's like, it's hard to judge. Like, do you take the same amount of like 6 months to promote and the release and the push of the album for the 2-year push? Like, it's hard to gauge, like, how to do that right now, you know? Because, like, would it really take 6 months to promote, since everybody's really tied to their devices, or would it really take that long? Would it be worth it? I don't know, you know? But we're figuring it out, and, like, because we're really stoked about the album, man. Like, I've got albums out that were just, like, they were cool. I'm not, like, upset with them, but this is the first one that's really, like, I'm just super proud of it all the way through.
Nice.
You know, we did a really good job. It's like what I've been wanting to do for a while with the full band.
Go in a heavier direction, kind of, right?
Yeah, just a complete rebranding of no Husky, just a band. That's another thing I wanted to do, man, is get back to the fun of it, you know, like getting my buddy's mom's basement and play part of Metallica riffs real shitty.
Fuck yeah, man.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Back to the fun of it.
I hear you,
and
man.
So that's where it went, with whole new band, whole new, not the Husky Blues shit, but we're gonna revive that too. Like me and Matt, Papa Dude, shout out to him. We're gonna do 2-man band, old school Husky style. So we're gonna try to keep that going here and there as well. So I thought I would never, like in California, I was like, all right, let's just do this, do something different, take a new direction, a new approach. And I don't want to do the Husky shit for a long time. But now that I'm away from them, like, dude, I'll do it if we only do it, like, as raw and old school as possible, then I'll definitely fucking do it.
There you go. Well, that's a hard thing, especially, I mean, not that, you know, that you're touring right now, but it's hard with touring because you can play, you know, you play the louder, aggressive stuff, and, you know, you're doing an hour set, you're splitting the bill 3 ways or whatever. Like I feel like the money, it's hard to turn down a 3 hour dinner set where you're getting paid $400. As opposed to like
Yeah,
a split night thing.
yeah, exactly.
But if you try
But
to
like I
mix them
said,
up,
there again, it's like I want it to be fun this time, and like I did it so long, like paying my bills with it, that like, and don't get me wrong, that's fucking awesome. Like that's a good job, a good job for a musician to have,
Yeah.
or whatever. But like after a while, it's like I don't know, the art side is not as great as the business side.
Yeah.
And like when you're using the art to pay your bills, it can be cool, but then if it's too much, then you lose the art side.
It's almost why not work a
man.
job? Yeah, find a job that you like and do the same. If you're not going to enjoy it, why make music not something you enjoy? I get that.
Yeah, but like, not that I hate doing that. Like it's been cool, but it's like 24/7 can be a little too much, So it's like it's nice to get back to like just playing the fucking rock and roll I've been wanting to play for a couple years. You know what I mean? And just do that full time, more full time than the old blues stuff. It's just been nice to. It's just a change of pace, man. Change feels good. Change is good.
Yeah, absolutely. So who played drums? Who drummed on the new album?
Our buddy Slade. So he's drumming for Pine Box Boys and all of their bands and the Hollands and Hollands entertainment thing. He's drumming for them. He's an old school Bay Area thrash dude. You would totally get along with him, man.
Fuck yeah,
old school
man.
metal dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. He's awesome, man. Slade's great. He really he helped us write the songs. Like we all three wrote that album together. And we did a couple of one, two, three. We redid 3 Husky tunes, like Flow Attack style. And
Okay.
but other than that, man, we pretty much wrote the album together out in Humboldt County, man. It was fun. He's a badass too. Like he's an old Bay Area thrash dude, so he knows his shit. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
good, man. That was really fun.
I just saw something on Facebook the other day. It was like Chuck Billy from Testament, somebody from Death Angel, and somebody from Exodus just like sitting. It was like a podcast with those dudes talking. It was like an interesting.
Yeah, man.
I just heard like the clip of it or whatever, but I feel like that'd be an interesting conversation to listen to.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Jack was telling us about that. Like, and my buddy called. Well, hell, Slade. It was Slade that called. It was like, dude, Will from Death Angel, Chuck, and maybe another guy from like the Road Crew or something from Death Angel or Exodus, or all three. So there was, that tour, man. People got sick. That was crazy, man.
Oh yeah, they were on tour. A bunch of them got sick. I forgot all about that. Yeah, they got sick with this shit because they were like in Europe or something, right?
Yeah, they were overseas somewhere. Yeah.
It's kind of, I guess it's not really funny at all, but like all these like thrash metal songs about like overkill and elimination and pestilence and spread this shit, but it's not so funny.
Right.
It's not so funny when you're 53 and you're actually fucking bringing this fucking plague back to the United States from Europe.
Right.
Practice what you preach, Chuck Billy.
Dude, what's up with you and Red Necromancer or any other musical things you've been doing?
I have a shit ton of songs written. Like Necromancer, we played out a bunch last year. Mal, like he's pretty taking this pretty serious, where he's not going to come over and practice. It's like more he's taking the social distancing thing pretty serious. I have a bunch of solo stuff written. I'm trying to learn how to record myself. I was about to go. There's this dude Earl, who's the singer for this band called Shadow Witch from here, and he was going to help me record some tunes like right as this was happening, and that's not happening now. So I'm trying to figure out how to like work this software myself.
Yeah, man. Yeah, weird times. I'm glad. I want to hear it, man. I'm glad to hear you're still.
Yeah, I mean, I have a ton of stuff written. It's just a matter of figuring it out. It's weird. I had this old, like, 16-track recorder. Like, it was like, I bought it for, like, $1,400. right around the time Pro Tools was coming out. It was like early 2000s or whatever. It was like it became
Yeah.
obsolete right after I bought it, pretty much. But I know how to get a
Right.
good, I know how to get a good sound on it, but you can't really edit, and it doesn't have a lot of, you can't really save shit. So you put it on a CD and then you
Yeah.
put it on the computer, and but you can't really, I don't know how to make editable files from it. So it just seems like doing shit on a
Yeah.
laptop where you can have endless storage. It just seems like a laptop's better, but I just don't know what the fuck I'm doing, you know?
All right. Yeah, I've got to get schooled on it a little more, man. My
Yeah.
buddy set me up with some software and on my computer and all that, but I got the interface. I just got to learn to do it, man, and get off my
Yeah.
lazy ass.
Well, that's what even this shit. It's like I sat here yesterday. I don't know if you saw the promo I made for this, but like everything got
Yeah.
wrong. Like I'm using this OBS Studios, and there's like this screen. You know, you have options to do everything, and it's pretty intuitive. It's laid out for like dumb people, but I'm still too dumb for it. And it's like I try to fix one thing, and then all of a sudden, I like the whole thing is distorted. And I made the sound level box really big, and then the other boxes are too small, and nothing fits on the screen anymore. And I'm like, I just get mad, and I'm entitled. You can watch a like 20-minute tutorial, but I'm like, why should I have to waste 20 minutes watching this tutorial to learn how to do this? Like, why can't someone just tell me right now? It's bad.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm
Eventually,
the
I
same
found
way.
I found a forum on like there's this server called Discord. It's kind of like a phone app where you can like chat. I think it's mostly for video games or whatever. But
Right.
there's a OBS Studio is the program I use, and on that like some dude just like press these two buttons and boom, everything was back to normal. Everything was fine, but I was having a fucking meltdown.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I find myself getting lost with technology, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I just need to catch up. That's all. I need to catch up, man.
Yeah.
Like, so many of my friends have been recording themselves for so freaking long, and I'm like, man, I don't know. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
it wasn't
absolutely.
like I haven't been settled down in a place for this long at a time ever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I've been on the road anyway. Like, the last thing I cared about was being at the house.
And there's something
Recording.
nice about just having someone else tell you, like, no, that take wasn't good enough. No, that's that, like, oh, here, like,
Yeah, exactly. Having those opinions, man.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I don't know. I don't know recording myself, something that I was actually going to put out. I don't know, like, you almost have to set a date or when is it ever done because you can always do it could always be better. Nothing is ever exactly the way it should be.
Exactly. And I there's probably people laughing at us right now, like, I don't know. I feel like the old guy a lot.
Yeah, I mean,
Because,
we're not young necessarily, but
yeah, I don't know why I feel. No wonder I feel like the old guy. I am the old guy.
that's what I'm having. The dude that's on, I'm interviewing last today is this guy Jeff Bisty. He started a podcast, and I was his first guest, talking about like my dog walking business that I was doing
Yeah.
before this happened. And he works for IBM, and he's a podcast genius. So I'm gonna have a notebook here because I'm probably gonna be pretty fucking drunk by that point. But I'm gonna ask him a lot.
Right.
I'm gonna ask him a lot of questions. I probably should have had him on first, so that I
Right.
could whatever.
Exactly.
But I guess I can always rewatch this tomorrow.
I have to say, man, this is the best. Like, this is the best thing. This is so you. 15 beers on a Tuesday afternoon. Like, that's so fucking perfect for you.
Yeah. It's something.
Yeah, we're thinking about trying to do some kind of podcast soon.
Fuck yeah, man.
Kind of variety thing. We're working on it. But yeah, we gotta. I'm pretty sure we'll make it happen. But when, I don't know. But when we do, we gotta get you on, man.
Awesome. Yeah, I would love to do that. As far as the live streams, have you guys like? Because the one as the crow flies, your sound was a little rough. I think you were just going straight from a laptop. Then is that what it was?
Yeah. So we had we weren't gonna do it with mine or Caroline's phone. We were gonna do it with our buddy Jason's phone because it's a lot more advanced than our phones.
Yeah.
And ours probably would have done it fine. But anyway, he had some business to handle. So me thinking without thinking, put the laptop up on the table in front of us. Like, all right, cool. This screen stays up on its own. I won't have to prop my phone up on anything or anything like that. So yeah, that was just a stupid mistake. I should have just propped my phone up. But yeah, we figured it out.
I wonder, like, as bands get more savvy with the live streams, if that's gonna, like, 'cause who knows how long this is gonna last. But once things are back to normal, do you think people, because, like, especially since we're older, you have those friends that used to be there at every show, they had kids and they can't come out more. There's definitely a market for people who, like, just don't want to come out to the kind of shows that we play, at least, like these, dive bar, brew and Q, kind of shows.
Exactly.
So do you think?
Yeah, man, I totally think it's like, scrolling through Instagram before all this shit, like scrolling through Instagram or whatever, you see people you don't know, just clips of their band practicing, just sitting playing riffs in front of their phone, just whatever, sharing guitar tones or whatever. And I've always saw bands doing that and been like, but now it's like kind of awakened me to that whole thing too. Like it is cool and it is fun, and we don't have to leave the house. And I don't know, I think there is maybe not like a huge market for it, but it is something to continue to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, for sure. Like, I'm on board now, and like I said, I'm at home now more, so I can be on board with those things.
And you don't think that takes away from live music at all?
Yeah, no, that's I don't know, man.
I've seen some people say that. I've seen some, like, negative reaction to live stream because people think that long term that will. I mean, I don't know. I think you're fighting a unwinnable battle, because if it's going to take away from it, it's going to take away from it. There's nothing you're going to fucking do about it.
Yeah.
But
no, I mean, live music in front of your face first, always. I feel like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I mean, even on the artist end, doing just the live show itself, or live stream show itself, it's kind of fucking hard to do sometimes. You know what I mean? It's even the other night, like, it felt good, really good to just jam out, and you know what I mean? But it's really hard at the same time because the phone's way away from me. I can't just, like, interact with people. I don't see the phone. Caroline can holler at me and let me know. Like, there's no interaction, man. That I don't think it would take away from it, and I think everybody would be smart enough to do it more in smaller doses. Yeah. And there's got to be some, like, what, I don't know, man. Like, what if somebody's bedridden, got a broken shoulder, so they're doing shows from the house because they can't tour?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, bring it on, But, like, I don't think it'll ever take away from the live shows. Like, I don't know. It shouldn't. I wouldn't think it would.
I agree with you.
I don't think people would want to do it so much more than live. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was talking to Lara. She did a live stream. Like, I don't know, that people were literally asking her, before, she got asked a lot of times before she actually did it, but she did it pretty early on. And she was talking about how nervous she was. And I was like, I've done merch for you, where you played in front of 7,000 people and just crushed. You didn't give a fuck before you, I saw her on stage almost, like, flippantly, like, no, you're going to be late, whatever, like, doesn't give a fuck about playing in front of 7,000 people. But playing into a void where you have no fucking idea, what anyone's reacting to or not reacting to is very difficult,
Yeah, man. And another factor is, like, what is it sounding like out there?
Yeah.
Like, is it coming across good enough? Because if you're a stickler for sound and your tone or anything like that,
absolutely,
like, I know it's hard, man. Like, I was just telling my buddy the other day, like, how awkward it was. Like, we've done the Telluride Blues and Brews Festival. We've done festivals with many people out there. You know what I mean? And, like, not been the least bit nervous. Like, but I don't know, man. The other night I was just sitting there like, oh shit, During the song it's okay, but then when the song stops, before that time in between songs, like, you're like, oh shit, what do I say? What's happening, y'all? I guess I'll hit this bowl again or this bong again and take another sip of moonshine again and then go on to the next song. I don't know. I don't even know who's here, who's there. Like, I don't know. But it's much needed right now, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, for everybody, both sides. Like, people watching and people playing. I'm digging it.
Yeah.
For now.
That's what with this stuff. Like, you know, I'll be just sitting here getting drunk talking bullshit with two people watching, and I'm still like, oh man, I have nerves more than I should for the situation that I'm in, you know?
You're right.
Now we got 17 watching us right now, so that's pretty good for this.
What's up, y'all? 17 folks.
Jeff Haney says, thank you for getting Husky out. Richard Burnette, I think, said some stuff before.
Rick, that's my uncle.
There you go, man. So, to kind of move backwards or whatever, you kind of started out playing out shows doing lead guitar for Roger Allen Wade, right?
Yeah, that was like my first. I don't know, it was my first paying gig, but first, like, I almost said first gig that matters, and that's not the right way to say that.
Yeah.
First time I'd done anything bigger than what I had been doing in high school. But,
Okay.
Yeah.
And how'd you get into that?
Say what?
How'd you get into that?
I was dating his daughter at the time, and no, I was dating his daughter.
I don't think Roger Allen Wade listens to my podcast, so you can go ahead and you can talk.
No, we're cool now.
Okay.
It's all good. I was dating his daughter, and she was like, "Dad's playing right down the road from your house. Let's go check him out." So we did, and he had just gotten rid of his lap steel player. They were on and off a couple of times throughout the years or whatever. So it happened to be an off time. And he's like, "Oh shit, you play guitar? You got a guitar on you?" And I'm like, "No, man," you know. But I would live right up the street, so I was like, "Yeah, I can go get one." He's like, "Go get that motherfucker." So I went down there, and that was basically how it happened. It was funny that I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, like really didn't know what I was doing. I was just watching him playing the exact same chords he was playing, GCD, you know.
Yeah.
I finally figured it out, you know what I mean, at the third gig. It took that one, two more, and I figured it out.
And what is this, like 90s? Early 90s?
Oh, that would be early 2000, like somewhere between 2000 and 02.
All right. And what kind of shows was he playing around then?
We were doing a lot of just working gigs, mostly local. Like every now and again, we do a Nashville gig or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's mainly like we were at this place here in Chattanooga called Bud's Sports Bar. Their old building they were in, like smaller building, it was always packed. So we played there every Wednesday and every Friday.
Oh, right on.
So that was the majority of it was all local stuff at the time, and we'd go down to I think we did Perry, Georgia, down by Macon. We did that once, and then Nashville a couple times. We played the Bluebird. That was pretty awesome. We did an in the round thing with a couple of local buddies, Colby and Sean, and we got to open for Guy Clark and Emmy Lou.
Oh, nice.
At the Bluebird Cafe. That was the coolest thing that happened, you know, playing with Roger. That was awesome.
Nice. I saw there's his Spotify channel I listen to sometimes, and I stole that. I do that Duck walks into a liquor store joke on stage sometimes.
Yeah.
You know? And I think I've done that a few times. You know Bob Fleming that dates Dawn from North Carolina?
Yeah.
He has seen me tell that joke a few times. And I've always, you know, I always credit it to Roger Allen Wade, which it might not even be his, it might just be an old fucking joke. But then Bob Fleming played a festival in Chattanooga that Roger Allen Wade played and did that joke at that festival. So like kind of came full circle from me hearing it from Roger Allen Wade, Bob Fleming hearing it from me, and then Roger Allen Wade hearing it from Bob Fleming.
That's great.
I guess so. Or Roger Allen Wade is like, you know, like, what the fuck is this punk doing? You know, who knows?
this guy come from? Yeah.
So this Bensburg EP that I played before, that was recorded in Pittsburgh?
Yeah. We were on tour. We had Joe Bent, who played White Trash Blues Revival and played bass in Left Lane Cruiser for a minute.
Oh, yeah, okay.
We had him with us. Yeah, we had him with us on drums, and we stopped in Pittsburgh with our buddies from 6 Feet Kill. We did those 3 songs, and then we did a collab track with them.
Nice.
Me and Caroline on guitar and bass, me on vocals, trading vocals with Nick from 6 Feet.
Nice.
Yeah, that was Jake Bent on the drums.
And that's kind of like a segue into the new material, kind of, would you say?
Sort of. That was like transition era. You know, it was like we were gonna do a split. We were gonna put those out on a split, and it ended up not happening. So when the idea was to get together with 6 Feet, right? And so
yeah,
me trying to rock things up a little more.
Yeah.
Heavy them up. I was like, oh, now's my chance. Let's give it 6 Feet. I'll be able to slide my room. I'll be able to do something heavier. Now's my chance. We're gonna do something with them, and cool, let's write heavier riffs. You know.
And they're a killer band. 6 Speed Kill from Pittsburgh. Killer, like kind of Motorheady, Valiant Thor. Like what? It's not really thrash. It's just kind of like fast, heavy rock and roll. You know, right?
Yeah, it's like Motorhead on some speed or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
yeah. And they play a few shows a lot with like Against the Grain. They're a good fit with them. Like I don't know, man. When we met those dudes, we were on tour with the Gallows and played Pittsburgh, and they were opening, and we got to chatting about metal and rock and roll and shit. So we came buddies with them.
Yeah, they're killer.
Yeah, they're so awesome, dude.
So I changed our post, your picture from the post, from the one that you sent me to the picture of you, me, and Buzzo from Muddy Roots. I did that a while ago.
Oh yeah, there you go.
So on the live stream.
So I always tell that story, man. We had such a night the night before that, and the next day, Muddy Roots style.
Yes, we
did. And like, man, falling asleep in front of the Melvins, like, oh shit.
See, I was sober that day. We did the fucking. I played drums for you. And we did that set. And right after, you were like, follow me back, let's do some acid. I'm like, all right, I fucking do acid. Woke up, started drinking in the morning, because, like, I fucking fell asleep at like 5. At 7 o'clock, it's 17 degrees in the tent, so I'm fucking awake. So I started drinking, passed out, woke up at 1 p.m., and then I was sober. So by the time the Melvins played at 11, I was like sober for a day almost,
Right.
And it's like Stacy had edibles at the time. And I'm like, why the fuck, in retrospect, why the fuck didn't I eat a fucking edible before the fucking Melvins? That was a bad call.
Right.
They closed that set.
I think we were sipping on mushroom lemonade or tea or something. I don't remember.
They closed that fucking set with Take Me Out to the Ball Game. Who the fuck does that? Dale Crover started singing Take Me Out to the Ball Game, climbed over the drum set, and all 3 of them, the bass player, Buzzo, and him, arm in arm out at that like front extension part of the wooden stage, were just a cappella singing fucking Take Me Out to the Ball Game, and that's how they closed. Like, all right.
Fucking amazing. Fucking amazing.
It's fucking insane. Yeah, it was bananas. Muddy Roots, I don't know, man. I didn't go last year, but
yeah, man, I didn't go last year. We were in California. Wait, has it been? I think it's the last 2 years we haven't been.
Yeah.
Like only 2 years I haven't been, I believe.
2 years ago, this dude Justin Boot that we played with in Alaska ran a like open mic night stage, or an open mic stage, and we're friends with him. So he's like, "Oh, you can go on noon on Saturday," and it's when fucking so we do, and we played a couple songs, and there's a shit ton of people, but then Sleep starts sound checking for their like 1 a.m. set. So it's just like us playing acoustic with boom, 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 boom. And it was like my stand up comedy was on fucking point, but it was not a good, no one was like, oh, let's listen to some Redneck Romancer after that,
Yeah. That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It's something. So you're selling the new, let's push that shit. You have the old album.
Yeah, the old album. We just have overstock from the last tour, man. We have, I don't know how many, a box of CDs left. So since we're fucking potheads up here, and it's $4.20 all month.
$4.20, and you'll mail them the CD for $4.20.
Free shipping, $4.20.
That's pretty unbeatable
I don't even know
deal.
if anybody uses CDs anymore.
I do. I've been doing deliveries for the Anchor since it started. My life is weird where I was a fucking, barely employed dog walker before this happened. And now I actually have a regular schedule as a fucking delivery driver. It's like good. It's good in a way because like I have some money. I'm buying like some equipment to try to like do recording and shit. But then it's like I was used to having a lot of free. I was living almost like a teenager. Where the fuck. I forget where I was going with this, but I don't know.
The CD.
The CDs. Oh, because I'm doing these deliveries. It's like 4 hours, but it's like generally pretty fucking busy, and I'm putting addresses into my phone the whole time, so I can't have Spotify or some shit playing. So like Lara, they have a new album recorded that's killer. She gave me a 6-song sampler, so I'll listen to that. But in the course of 4 hours, I go through it almost like 6 times, so I could actually use some more CDs. Like you said, I haven't bought a fucking CD in a while, so I need some kind of new.
Yeah, man. We have CDs in the truck at all times, like the huge fucking suitcase 200 CD holder thing that's got way too many CDs packed in each slot. You know what I mean?
There you go.
Like because the stereo in our Suburban CD player doesn't work, so we have to use the DVD player behind us. But it's great because it'll play skip CDs all day long.
Nice.
We're still on CDs.
So, where does somebody go to listen to order the CD from you?
So just go to the Facebook page or my personal page on Facebook. Hit me up. I'll get your address and just.
What is that?
The PayPal, just pay through PayPal, and free shipping. I'll send them out as soon as the orders come in. If anybody fucking wants one. Yeah,
well, they'd be crazy not to. See, here's the weird thing with this show as well is that I have to find shit to do during because I'm fine now. I kind of have to piss a little bit now, but towards the end, it's like I have to piss all the fucking time,
Yeah.
So I have to find shit to do.
Get you a cup. Get you a bucket, man.
Yeah, I could do that, I suppose. But it's taking it to a whole nother level. Then I can't do the live camera, at least. But
what about a tube? What about a tube?
Tube, yeah, or diapers. You could do diapers. I don't know if we want to go. It's like going a little bit more like squatter. Maybe I don't know. Who the fuck knows, man? I don't have any pride, so it's not. It's certainly not a pride issue.
Dedication, man. That's solid dedication and commitment.
Yeah. Well, I'm figuring out. I'm figuring out as I go here. This is only episode 4. I got a good. I'm doing next week is St. Chris, Matt Goldpaw, and the Cutthroat Freak Show. So I got a good one. St. Chris. It might be the first time someone is drunker than me while we're doing this, but.
Save it for last.
Yeah. No, I'm actually doing him first. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm doing the Cutthroat Freak Show last. We're gonna have Matt Goldpaw on as a barber. My theory is kind of going one musician, one non-musical artist, and then like one person that has an interesting job.
Cool.
So next week, St. Chris is the musician. Matt Goldpaw is gonna be on as a barber. And I want to try to figure out a way for people to call in where both like, say me and you now could take in phone calls from people.
Yeah.
I'm going to try to figure that out next week. So Matt Goldpaw can give people bartending tips so they don't have to, get a machine gun and storm their state capitol. You know, they can just cut their own hair at home,
Yeah,
calm the fuck down a little bit. You know, that next week's episode is called "Teaching the Sheep to Shear Themselves,"
Yeah.
which is pretty metal. You know, if you wanna write a thrash song.
I dig it.
Yeah, man. All right, well, it was fucking amazing talking to you.
Man, I haven't heard your voice in a minute, so it's so good to talk to you, dude.
Yeah, dude, it was a lot of fun. Miss the shit out of you. What song do you want me to play from Ain't Nothing But a Revival while I pee?
Caroline, what song from Ain't Nothing But a Revival? I would have to look at the tracks.
Well, can I do that and stay on the phone? Hopefully I didn't just hang up on you.
No, I'm here.
We got Best I Can, Kick Rocks. You want to go with the hits? Yeah, all right.
Yeah, so we'll send all that out to all our Georgia folks.
All right, fuck yeah, man. We'll stay safe down there. Have you guys been leaving the house a lot, or are you guys just staying in?
We're staying in, man. Like, we make the grocery store run, and that's pretty much it. Like, once every week and a half to 2 weeks, we get out and get the groceries. We did that today. I was sending you pictures from Walmart parking lot trying to make it.
Fuck yeah, man. All right, dude. Well, I love you, and stay safe. I can't wait to see you. You know, so. And
yes,
I can't
sir.
wait to
Love
hear
you
the
too,
new.
Man. We'll see each other soon, hopefully, man.
I can't wait to hear the new shit as well.
Yes,
What's the new album gonna be called?
Huh?
Is there a name for the new album yet?
Yeah, it's gonna be called Power Volume Lust.
Power Volume Lust. All right, fuck yeah.
He's like, all right.
So I'm gonna play Kick Rocks and keep up this, PayPal thing. So maybe tag your Facebook thing, so if people do want to buy it, they can go and get it.
Will do, man.
All right, love you, bud.
Love you. Thanks so much, man.